How's it going, guys? Nerd Person Shooter here. So, I know I said that I will never play Elden Ring Night Rain again in my previous video. I would rather fall out of a plane and land butthole first onto a radio tower. I would rather masturbate with a sandpaper glove. I would rather literally get circumcised with a cheese grater. But right after I made that video, my family got a new router put in. And this time around, we actually have NAT Type 2. I'm actually able to play multiplayer games again. So while I still had this game in my possession, right here, I decided to to try co-op, and it's still not for me, really. Now, I have been enjoying it a lot more than solo, obviously. I played for like an extra 18 or so hours. I still haven't beaten it yet. I still have like a couple more Night Lords to beat. But it is definitely better in co-op than in single player. Like, I never ever want to play this solo again, period. So, how is it? A game that's been out for over a year. Why am I doing this? Why am I making a video? I guess I just want to give you guys my thoughts on it fully, since I'm a big From Software fan and you know, I want to talk about this game. Probably more than playing it. So playing with others, I don't have any friends on my PSN account, but you know, it lets you play with randoms at least, and most of the time they do stick around, even if they get left behind outside the circle and they lose the level and they're like, ah, shit. Or, you know, if whatever other occurrence that happens, unfortunate occurrence, most of the time they'll stand by you. They'll stick around to the end, whether you win or lose. However, I have noticed that there's a lot of rage quitting in this game. And it's kind of a problem. And it kind of goes back to my previous complaints with this game, in that there's no scaling. Like, if you're down to 2 players now, you know, the enemies don't scale down. It is still locked at 3 players. And so when one person leaves, it kind of fucks everyone up. And I think the first time it happened to me, the first time I lost both players on my team and I was alone again, I actually quit out myself, because I knew that I wasn't going to go anywhere with this solo. I've already fucking tried this solo. When I quit, I think I remember it giving me like a warning saying that it's going to penalize me for like future quitting, because you can't go back to the round table hold when you get into a game. You actually have to like quit out to the main menu. Um, so are people actually penalizing themselves just because not every run is going the way they want it to? Because unfortunately, if that's the case, then roguelikes are not for you guys. That's basically what roguelikes are. 9 times out of 10, you are going to fail. 9 times out of 10, you're going to have bad runs until you get slightly stronger, you get more runes, more relics, or whatever, and it does become a little bit easier. The fact that people are rage quitting to the point where, like, they don't care if they get penalized and, like, can't play it for a while is absolutely stupid. Come on, guys. I know this game can feel like a waste of time, and it is kind of a waste of time, but, you know, that's just the way roguelikes are. So, I feel like a good percentage of the people who played this wanted to be something different. And I'm not going to say that I blame them or anything, um, but it just screws us over. You know, when one person leaves, it kind of interrupts the whole flow of our progression. I don't really see any solution to this personally. I just think it's stupid how a lot of people rage quit really easily over trivial shit like not being revived on time. Even if something as trivial as not getting what you want from like a chest because the loot is bad sometimes. Like that's just the whole nature of the genre, you know. Now, another thing I want to talk about, and this is actually something that I got wrong in my previous video, are the character classes. When I said that I prefer it if you could just make your own character and you didn't have to go with a character class. The more and more I played this though, the more I soon realized that no matter what class you're playing as, regardless of like their ability, their special ability, you can literally equip anything. You could be a recluse mage and still be able to equip a giant sledgehammer. You could be a giant brute raider and still be able to wave a fucking wand around shooting magic. And when you level up, you don't level up stats. It just levels everything up randomly, automatically for you. This is not an RPG. I'm kind of going to retract that criticism that I had when I first played it, because even though you do have to choose a class, it is very flexible to the point where you can just have whatever build you want for that character. So, of course, they start out with their own weapons. I mean, you have to find this stuff. Like if you play as a mage, you can find a bow and still be able to shoot that bow with a mage. You know what I mean? Kind of like the classes in Battlefield 6. Like they're not really classes. They're like half-assed. You know, you could be an assault and you can still equip a fucking sniper rifle. I also got another thing wrong in my first video about losing levels. You can reclaim them from your grave site. Granted, it doesn't give you back that level, but it gives you back all the runes that you had not only when you died, but also the runes of that consisted of the last level that you lost. You can go back, provided that you don't die beforehand, because if you know the nature of Souls-like games, if you die before getting to your previous death location, you're going to lose those previous um, experience points. One thing I do wish that this game did was that I wish each chapter was its own location. I wish each chapter was its own biome, because all 8 of the chapters are all Limgrave. And for the most part, it's the exact same map. The exact same map, but with slightly different alterations of, like, you know, buildings and stuff. And there are occasions where an event changes the map, and a part of it becomes like a volcano, like Mount Gilmer, or a part of it becomes a snowy mountaintop, or Caelid. The thing that sucks about the randomized Caelid biome is that as soon as you enter it, you build up scarlet rot. And you have to constantly manage it by either having items in your inventory to negate that, or find flowers laying around that actually cure your scarlet rot temporarily. So that's annoying, and I don't really like exploring the Caelid biomes, just because there are times when I can't find any flowers to heal myself with, or you know the final arena where the boss is, where you have to fight the boss. Oftentimes there's not going to be like a patch of flowers there to manage your scarlet rot, so you're going to be fucked. The biomes can change, but I still wish that the chapters were their own biomes. You know, I want, you know, randomized Limgrave we already have. I want a randomized Caelid. I want a randomized Mount Gelmir, randomized Atlas Plateau, randomized mountaintops, and maybe a randomized Lernia, even though Lernia is just water. But still. Oh, I want randomized underground sections. Now, I'm not talking about the little dungeons and mines that are in MaybeReign. I'm talking about like the really big, huge, interconnected underground systems in the base Elden Ring game. I love that. I love those places, and I wish they were in here. So I wish there was more variety in locations, you know, in MaybeReign. And considering this is originally a $40 game, I don't think that's too much to ask. I mean, $40 is still a considerable amount of money. Granted, I only paid $20 for it. Still, would have been nice. You know, and I do like, for the most part, the Night Lord bosses. They're the last bosses of each of the chapters. I just wish they could be scaled down for single player, you know, because there is no way I could beat any of these Night Lords by myself. No way at all. But they are pretty cool, and they're all, for the most part, really unique bosses that we've never seen before in any other From Software game. These are original bosses. The rest of the bosses in this game are just copied assets from previous games. Like, you know, the Centipede Demon from Dark Souls 1 is in here. The Smelter Demon from Dark Souls 2 is in here. The Nameless King from Dark Souls 3 is in here. So they recycle a lot of these bosses. So when you finally reach the Night Lord, it is pretty cool to be like, wow, I've never seen that boss before. That is a new boss. So ultimately, you know, Elden Ring, MaybeReign, still not my thing, but I can at least say that I have finally gotten my money's worth out of it. I paid 20 bucks for it, and now I've played it for about 21 or 22 hours. I'm actually halfway through the Platinum Trophy already, so hopefully it's not a long and torturing Platinum. Maybe I can get that done. I kind of doubt it, though. I have a feeling that once I beat this, like once I beat these last two Night Lords, I might just be done with it, just because it's just not for me. You know, the combination of roguelike and battle royale to me isn't really a good combination, especially when there's no scaled down difficulty for smaller teams or single player. And I really still think this should only be a 3 player only game. You know, like I don't think solo or even 2 player should be an option here. Like you've got to have 3 players. But yeah, guys, whatever. My previous video, I probably would give it like a 2 out of 10. My solo impressions is a 2 out of fucking 10. I thought it was one of the worst fucking experiences I've ever had as a gamer playing this shit solo. My co-op impressions are a lot more positive, but still pretty mixed. I'd probably give this game like a 6 out of 10 at most, just because of these problems that I still have with it. So yeah, guys, I am still going to continue to play it a little bit more. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you guys an update video on Elden Ring MaybeReign. Sick and depressed Darian signing out now. Thank you for watching.
Subscribe, motherfucker.